Welcome back to the channel. I'm Heather Lursey. We're just trying to get this channel started and really appreciate if you would subscribe, like our videos, ring the bell so you can get notices. Anything will help us to help parents. Thanks so much. We're going to get started on our topic now today, which is separation anxiety. Anxiety says it all. This is a hard topic, a difficult topic to tackle. As parents, we never want our babies to be hurt. Of course, that's not realistic. They are going to get hurt, and it's good for them to learn how to deal with that. So this may be one of the first times when this is going to be painful for you as a parent. Remember that when your child was a baby, you were their whole world. You did everything for them. They 100% relied upon you. Then, now maybe you're leaving them with a babysitter. Other changes in life, maybe later on you're leaving them for overnight camp. It's not just about separation anxiety that first day that they might be going to school. But that's what we're going to focus on today because it's a really big one. So the first thing is for you to decide as a parent when you want your child to start school. The most separation anxiety happens around the age of 2-3 years old. That's approximately when it starts and when it is difficult. However, it's still very meaningful. So if you've decided that's when you want your child to start school, then first piece of advice is to, of course, do your due diligence. Find out about the school. Make sure that everything on your list gets checked off. If you want to know about their safety features, if you want to know the tenure of the teachers, whatever your list entails, make sure that all the boxes are checked. After that, I know this is somewhat disappointing, but it's going to come down to your gut feeling. There isn't ever going to be a perfect school. There isn't ever going to be a school that's going to meet every one of your criteria, that isn't going to sometimes, on occasion, disappoint you about something, maybe have a different idea than what you did. So, and there's no right answer to any of this. So once all of your boxes are checked, pick the school that feels best to you. That's also counterintuitive. You're thinking, I should pick the school that's best for my child. What's going to be best for my child? Well, the school that's best for you, the school where you feel most comfortable, is going to be the school that's best for your child in almost every circumstance. Your child's level of anxiety is going to come mostly from you. Of course, they're going to be nervous. Anyone would be nervous going into a new situation. But when they rely so heavily upon you, it is your anxiety that is going to cause them greater stress. So that's why I've indicated it's very important that you feel comfortable in the school and that you not let your child know about your own nervousness. You're going to be nervous too, and that's fine. But your child shouldn't realize that. Your topics of conversation are things like, school's the best thing ever. You're going to love it when you start school. Kind of over-dramatize things. Be excited about it. And your child will catch on to that. So you've decided to start school. This is how it's going to go. I've been doing this for a long time, and pretty much this is what happens. You start off your first day, and your child might be a little bit upset, but they're going to be pretty much okay. It's new, it's different. There's neat things in the room. There's new people in the room, and they're going to be okay. You're going to pick them up and go home. And then the next day, you're going to bring them back, and they're going to think to themselves, well, one day was fine. Yesterday, no problem. But are they thinking about bringing me every day here? Every day I'm going to be separated from the people I love the most in the world. Every day I have to figure out this new world and how to get things going. They're going to be very upset on day 2. So don't get fooled by day 1. The next problem that's going to happen is the first weekend. So depending on your school's schedule, it's the first weekend. Sometimes it's a long 3-day weekend. So now your child's kind of getting the hang of things, and then you have the weekend and everything's back to normal and everybody's at the house and you're just enjoying yourselves. And then Monday comes and they have to go back. That's probably the worst day that you're going to experience. What you should keep in mind is that this is generally a 2 to 3 week process. Most children will easily get over their separation anxiety in that amount of time. Now, that's not to say some children walk in, wave goodbye, and sort of stab you in the heart, and it hurts because you think they don't miss me at all. Some children will take longer than 3 weeks, and that's okay too. But most are going to be in that 2 to 3 week range. One of the things that you're going to want to check with your child's school is about the schedule. If your child's attending school part-time, it might be best for them to start school every day until they are normalized, until school's normal and okay with them. So maybe if they are only going to go to school Tuesdays and Thursdays or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then ask and see if the school thinks it would be good for your family to try every day until everyone's settled. Once everyone's settled, then going on Tuesday and Thursday or going on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is usually not a big deal for the child at home at all. You just have to say this is a school day or this is a home day. The other thing is that your child may cry when you leave them, and it may be that you need to ease into school. Maybe an hour the first day. Stick around close. Maybe go get some coffee. Maybe just stay up in the school lounge area. And when your child has had enough and we want them to have a successful day, be as happy as they can, they might go home at that point. Maybe the next day a little bit longer. Just work with your child's teacher and the school so that you can help ease your child in as easily as possible. Now, the next part is going to school and separation anxiety is about learning to become independent. One of the reasons that this is so difficult for us as parents is that it's the first time that we realize that our baby is not a baby anymore. And we're faced with the reality that we're not going to know every single thing that happens during the day. I remember when I took my child for the first time to school, and I thought to myself, well, how am I going to know how much food did he eat or how long did his nap last? When he was at home with me, I knew all those things. I was the one that was taking care of him. And it's hard to let go of some of those things. That's why I said, make sure you're choosing a school that feels good to you. People you can trust. It takes time to build up that trust. But you want to be able to have some of it so that you can move into that area where you're not going to be worried about every single thing that's happening all day long. And it's also a very big realization that step in independence is that eventually your child is really going to become independent and is eventually going to grow up and not only not be your baby, but not be your little girl, your little boy. They're going to go off to college and start their own lives. So this is very hard for us. It's very hard for parents. And it's not easy for kids either. But there's lots of things you can do to really help them. Here's a couple of things that I recommend. Of course, get to know the child's teacher. If they will allow a home visit, if your school will do a meet the teacher, if there's some sort of party at school, if they'll even just allow you to drop off school supplies or nap mats or anything like that, prior to the first day of school, take advantage of those things because it will introduce the child to the environment. It'll introduce you to the environment, get your relationship started with the teacher. So you want to take advantage of any of these types of situations that you can. The next thing also seems, I don't know how else to describe it, but feels weird. When you bring your child in to school, you should let them walk on their own. As parents, we want to carry them. We're feeling insecure and we want to protect them and take care of them. But for your child, that's sending a mixed message. It's sending a message about being scared and about not being independent. So give your child something to carry. Maybe it's their water bottle. Maybe it's their nap mat. Maybe they're bringing a lunch. Maybe it's a little backpack with a change of clothes. Have them carry something, hold their hand, and walk them to class. Do not carry them. Now think about it in this way. If your mom or your dad pick you up, carry all of your things for you, and they're clinging to you down the hall, and then they open the door and they drop you in the room and they drop all of your things there and they put all of your things away, then it's about them. It's about the parent. It's about, I'm obviously not big enough to be doing all these things by myself, and I should be scared. On the other side, if you allow them, as hard as it is, to walk down the hallway by themselves, to carry something of their own, to do their best to open the door. Maybe they're pushing from the bottom and you're pushing from the top and they don't really know that, but they're going in on their own. That's a massive step in independence. It tells them that they're supposed to be there. It tells them that they can do this on their own. They can be independent and they can be happy in this place. And ultimately, that's what you want to do. All of these things that are so hard to let go of, we all know in the end, we want our children to be independent. We want them to love school. We want them to grow up and experience all the things that life has to offer. And this is the first step. So try to remember that and be happy for your child. Do not wait. Do not linger. Do not come in with them. Establish a routine. Maybe it's a kiss, a hug, put the lunchbox away, and exit. Leave. Do not stay in the room. The longer you stay, the harder it's going to be for your child. The more difficult it is going to be for you to leave as well. Do not linger at the windows. Remember that there's many children who are just starting the same journey that your child is starting, and any mommy and daddy or any caregiver, any grandparent is going to trigger crying, and the crying makes them think about their own parents and caregivers. And so it's best really to really leave. Now, at my school, I stand at the door and I give out lots of parent hugs on the first day of school. Our parents can sit in the lobby. Maybe you can do that at your school. And the head of school or someone in the office will go down and check on your child. It's very comforting when someone can do that and oh, they're already working on something, or oh, they're helping to feed the fish. They're happy, they're okay. So you might try something like that. At our school, again, we'll take a parent phone call. If your child's really upset when you leave and you decide you're going to go home and you want to give us a call in an hour, we'll run down the hall and just make sure that your child is okay and let you know that. Most important, again, is that you feel comfortable so that your child can take from you that feeling and become more confident themselves. If this video helped at all, if you liked what I had to say, please subscribe and hit like. That will really help us out in developing more videos for parents. I just want to say, as a final word, that you made this decision for your child to start school. You felt like this was the right time for them. So be confident in that decision. Be happy for your child and all the things that they're going to be learning and discovering. And if you feel that way, they're going to feel that way too. Thanks so much.